Cue the music, let's go. I'm your boy, Ro, managing editor for the OBB Legend and OG member of the Orange Bowl Boys, and welcome to a special edition of X's and Ro. This one, we're just going to go across the Miami Hurricanes landscape. Not a lot of questions. I'm just going to give you my takes on all things Hurricanes as it sits, the first of the month, 3-1. Hey, for you Star Wars fans, Mandalorian came out today. Pretty solid episode. And you know what else is solid? The University of Miami Hurricanes are set to bring home a former alumni, Kevin Beard, as wide receiver coach. Again, that Toledo connection. Now, go back. You got to remember, Josh Gattis was the actual first choice for offensive coordinator. Before that, it was Jason Candle. And again, this year, Jason Candle's name emerged again. We finally get somebody from that staff. It's Kevin Beard. He's also had other stops. He was in the background with Georgia, was the wide receiver coach for the University of Tennessee, and won a national championship with us, and he got his start here with the University of Miami as well. Was in director of football operations in 2014, but before becoming promoted on the field in 2015, and like I said, was a wide receivers coach in 2017. Now, one of his key components, and we're going to transition into like the wide receiver room, but recruiting. University of Miami needs to have a little bit of a step up in terms of recruiting. He was actually on the phone with prize five-star commit 2024 Jeremiah Smith, and that's kind of like what got this ball rolling and what's set to have this announcement. It came down to two alumni, Leonard Hankerson and Kevin Beard, but it looks like we have our guy. Give us your thoughts below. Tell us what you're thinking about that Kevin Beard hire. Does have recruiting prowess. Last year in the MAC was listed as the 5th best recruiter in the whole division, so that's some recruiting chops, and he's going to have to elevate and up his ball game. But you got Mario Cristobal, the consummate closer. I think that's going to help him in the long run. I do appreciate the hire. I know it took a little while for most Canes fans. We're still open a position, a defensive end position, or they can flex it out to a linebacker position. But essentially, we need to go ahead and solidify the rest of the staff. So let's transition to what group he's going to have. And we're going to have to see a little bit of a jump now, shall we? Obviously, you have Colby Young. He showed flashes. Are you going to get that next step from Jacoby George? Because he also has showed some flashes. Brashard Smith. Obviously, you have Xavier Restrepo. Restrepo is very formidable. You got two, including Washington coming in, freshmen. They're still going to look, from all reports and things that we've been told, they're still going to look for some wide receivers in the portal. They're still going to target some guys, and hopefully Kevin Beard could be the attracting factor for the University of Miami moving forward as we go into spring ball, because we're going to definitely see an uptick in passing. Broke down Shannon Dawson's film. If you haven't seen it, check out this channel. Go to the Student of the Game. We broke down one of his games, one of his films, and the early reports, especially from the quarterback position. They really love this offense. Apparently, they're going to have the ability to check in and out of plays. He's super aggressive in terms of his passing game. So this is going to work hand in hand. Kevin Beard, coming from Toledo, going to be the wide receiver coach, going to help those wide receivers in a new pass-friendly offense. Dawson, an air raid disciple, coming from that tree. So University of Miami, we're going to get what we finally wished, and we have a wide receiver coach to go ahead and plug and play. Now, let's go ahead and change gears. Last night, University of Miami baseball team, well, we lost 6-5 against FAU, which brought me to a tweet, which I'm going to share at the end. Some highlights on that game. Obviously, University of Miami just didn't get it done. Ben Chestnut didn't really last too long, gave up some hits. Ian Farrow, our transfer from Florida Gulf Coast, Ian Farrow had a phenomenal day at the plate, 5 for 5, had a home run. Again, Yo-Yo Morales had a home run. But when you turn around and you leave just that many base runners on the base paths, I believe they left 6, especially in the last 3 innings, 14 total on the game. You're not going to essentially get that done. So this snaps a 7-game winning streak for the University of Miami, which brings me up kind of to the final point. University of Miami, on paper, should beat FAU, okay? The reality of baseball, it is a tough sport, especially these midweek games against South Florida teams. FAU is a very formidable squad. A lot of great baseball players come from South Florida. It's one of the meccas. We play year-round. I got a little one, right? He plays constantly. Had a game last night. We blew like a 7-run lead, too. 6-run lead at the bottom of the inning, and they walked it off on us, so it was horrible. So I didn't have a really good taste in my mouth in terms of baseball. I come and I check the scores, and I see that FAU goes ahead and tops Miami 6-5. But FAU is a good squad. However, on paper, Miami is supposed to win that game, right? Basketball recently just had this, and this is the tweet I was referencing earlier. Basketball, unfathomable loss against FSU, right? You blow like a 23-point lead. FSU is terrible. You lose that. And then I was like, you know what? Miami, what was a football loss, besides the FIU a couple years ago. But then you turn around and lose to Middle Tennessee State. At a certain point, I just want this program and these teams to just refuse to lose to teams that they should win. I'm going to give the biggest pass to the baseball team because FAU is a formidable squad. They throw, some pretty formidable arms at you, especially midweek because they want to establish themselves. They want to take a shot at the big boys, especially at the P5 level. Basketball, football, I just want this program to continue to elevate and beat the teams that they're supposed to beat. And consistently. It just seems like year after year, the University of Miami programs have these debilitating losses almost, and it just really starts this slope where you're like, oh no, here we go again. Because in football, and back to football, after that Middle Tennessee State loss, it seemed like that was the derailed, and a lot of the wind came out of the fans' sails, including myself. So, with that being said, expect a big rebound from baseball. Hopefully, we got to go ahead and play University of Florida this weekend. So let's see. Hats for bats, keep bats warm. Pedro Serrano, CC Pedro. Hopefully, we can keep the bats hot. University of Miami, as of right now, is 5th in the country in terms of home runs. So that's phenomenal as well. Keep track of baseball, football. Check us out at The Legend. This was a quick video. I'm your boy, Ro, managing editor. And as always, Canes fans, bang.